Okay, problem 19 is asking us to think about articulation of financial statements. Remember, articulation means how the pieces fit together. So the first thing we need to do is recreate this list in a more meaningful fashion. This is a useless order. So we need to rephrase this so that we have the items in an order that makes sense. We want to know our ending cash. We isolate the items dealing with cash, and retained earnings, we isolate those. Once we've isolated those items and put them in the correct order, beginning cash plus change, ending cash, retained earnings plus change, ending retained earnings, then we can go through and look at the information. What I've done is I've just gone through and rearranged things and put in the numbers as they've given them to us. Now we can go through and look at the problem and see if we can make some sense out of this. Cash, our beginning cash was 13. We increased by 8,200. Our ending cash, 21,200. That's item B. Now, retained earnings, our beginning retained earnings was 41. We had 18 in income. That gave us a subtotal of 59. We paid out 65. Our ending retained earnings, 52,500. That's item A. Now we'll go to case B. We're looking for our beginning cash. Well, we know our ending cash was 21. And that's 5,300 more than we had. Therefore, our beginning cash had to have been 15,700, item C. Okay, so we need to figure out this subtotal. So we need to add these. That gives us 23,300. So if we made 25,000, and when we added that to our retained earnings, we come up with 23,300. Our beginning retained earnings had to be negative 1,700. That's item D. These subtotals are what makes it possible for you to easily see what's going on within the statement. Okay, let's take a look at case C. Here it's just simple subtraction. If our cash was 42 and we ended up with 16, how much did it have to go down? 2,600. That's item E. And on the retained earnings, if our retained earnings at the beginning was 22 and we ended up with 15,500, we gave away 8. What did this have to be? This had to be 5,700. Because we had to come up with this piece after knowing this piece, and that's item F. And the last couple are pretty straightforward. This is simply a subtraction or an addition of a negative number. I love to say that to undergraduates. It's fun to watch their sad little faces. And this is also a simple subtraction. So with these, the important thing was getting them in order first. Once we got the things in the proper order, so that we were keeping apples with apples and oranges with oranges, it was much easier to do the problem.